Alrighty, welcome back. So we're going to start building this hunt. We're going to start small, right? So it's going to be kind of a short video. We're just going to start setting up the hunt. We're going to talk about like some different types of hunts you can set up. And we're going to go through essentially 3 pages of the hunt setup process. There's the hunt info, the policies, and the start info. And you'll know a lot more about what those words mean once we kind of start getting into things. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to open up cluekeeper.com, right? So if you're at cluekeeper.com, it should look something like this on the homepage. You can see that just to kind of give a tour of the website, there's kind of like a find hunts area, and you can find like self-guided hunts that you could play, which is great. There's the My Hunts, which is like hunts that you've played in. So this is for players. You can see that McKinley, I'm signed in as somebody who hasn't played at all. By the way, I'm signed in as McKinley. This is my 5-year-old daughter. She hasn't played much. And then if you go over to create, if you've been approved as a creator, it'll look like this. And again, I've got no hunts that I've created. There's also a thing called brands, but we'll talk about that in some other video. So what we want to do here is we really just want to create a new hunt. So just click on create new hunt. And we're just going to call it card games. So this is your first chance to actually follow along and do something. See if you can get like this video on one side of your computer and then like the create interface on the other side, and just create a new hunt called card games. Easy peasy. Also pausing the video can work out great. So we're going to work through a couple of different slides here. Hunt info, policies, start info, and that's where we're going to stop this video. So we're just going to do three tabs, right? So you can see that there's a total of 9 tabs. As a little spoiler, the place where you spend almost all of your time is in tab 4, content, right? Like tabs 5 through 8 aren't really much at all. All right, so start at the beginning. So come back over to hunt info and let's see what we've got. So the first thing is the title of your hunt. We actually set that up on the pop-up that came up. The next is a subtitle if you want it. I'm gonna put on the subtitle Simple Hosted Hunt, which is really the point of this video series. So you can just type that into the subtitle as well. I also think that the UI looks better when it's got a subtitle. The next thing is to decide what type of hunt this is. And this is the biggest high-level question for what type of hunt you're trying to make. We're obviously going to choose hosted or private, right? Because that's the title of the Simple Hosted Hunt. But what's the difference? The big difference is which way is money flowing? That's kind of the way I think about it. With a Simple Hosted Hunt, like you are the creator. If you're charging teams, which you know they're having a great experience, hopefully you're charging them something. They will give you money, right? So they will give you money for the players that will come to you as the creator, and then you're using the Cluekeeper service. So you pay the Cluekeeper service some amount. I think it's right now it's set as $10 a team, and money flows through you that way, right? So that's what a hosted hunt is. The other type of hunt is self-guided hunt. With a self-guided hunt, you just put up a hunt on Cluekeeper, and people. So that's the find hunts area, right? So if I go to find hunts, sure, I'll leave the page. Why not? If you go to find hunts, you can find these. These are self-guided hunts that other people have made. And here, a user would buy it from Cluekeeper, and Cluekeeper would pay you, right? And you can charge whatever you would like for your hunt. Cluekeeper does take a cut. I think they take $5, and then you get the rest after fees, right? And there's a whole big discussion about that. All right, I said more about that than I was planning. I'm going to go back into the create interface. This actually isn't bad, so you can see kind of what the top level looks like again. So now create has a hunt in it. I'm going to click on edit, and that's going to basically take me right back into where I was before. So I lost the word simple hosted hunt, and the type is going to be a hosted or private. Great. There's a thing about groups that I'm not going to worry about. I'm just going to hit save and continue. You'll find that it's going to come up a lot where there's an option for like an advanced feature, and I don't really want to go into it in this intro video, so I'm just going to skip over it because it's a feature that you don't really need if you're just getting started. So now we're on the policies page. I'm going to go ahead and scoot my screen up a little. There we go, made a little bit more screen real estate. So we're in the policies area. Policies are, you know, the high-level setup for this particular hunt, which we know is a hosted hunt. The first of the policies is how do you unlock the clues? Do you have to solve clue 1 before you can even see clue 2, or do you just give them all the clues all at the same time? So we're going to go with linear, which means one at a time. Scoring policy, you can do points, or you can do a thing called par based. If you don't know what par based is, I recommend you do points. Time scoring policy, are you going to base it on just the solve time? So it'd be like the time between when they put in the start code to the solve code. Or are you just going to use total time? We're going to keep it simple, just total time. So I did nothing but the defaults on those 3. Default number of points per clue, I'm going to put it up to 100. I kind of like 100 as a default instead. And so that kind of finishes the first section. There are a lot of different ways to make hunts, so definitely, experiment with a scramble sometime. It's a good trick to use. Hidden scramble is something you probably will never use. Won't even go into what that is. Answer confirmation policy, you can force them to answer just one time, or you can give them as many guesses as you want. Personally, I'm a guesser, so I strongly prefer unlimited. Internet policy. So you can read these tooltips, right? So there's a lot of information in these tooltips. If you really want all the info, barely fits on the screen. There's so much info in the tooltip. And personally, I love online mode, right? So I make my hunts online mode, where my hunts are out. I know people have cell service, and I want everybody on the team to guess. So I'm going to change this tutorial to online mode. Leaderboard policy, GPS enforcement, we're not really worried about it. The GPS stuff is really neat. These are location-based hunts. That's one thing that makes Cluekeeper different, is going out into the world needing to be at locations. And we can enforce that somebody is in a location before they unlock a puzzle. But we're not going to worry about it in this video because we really can't in an easy way. So that's it for the policies page. So a pretty easy page. It's just trying to define the high-level structure of your hunt. So I'm just going to hit save and continue. The next thing is the start info page. Here's what the start info page used to look like. I'm going to actually switch over to a more modern version real quick here. So the start info page, what it looks like is it has a hunt start code. So this is, what do you do to start your hunt? If you remember from the tutorial, we had the hunt start code was deal. Hunt start code is now required. You have to make one. Other things that are present on this page is the start location. If you would like, you can tell players where they're going to start, and then you could actually give them a way to navigate to that location. So I've got one on my clipboard here. So it is a latitude and a longitude. So you do have to put it in latitude and longitude. It turns out to be a very accurate way to do things. And you could actually give them driving directions to that location. I'm not actually worried about it for here, so I'm not going to worry about it typing something in there. The next is the clue intro text, and I'll go ahead and let you copy paste. I'll make the text available of what we want to put in for the hunt intro text. So I just pasted it in there so you don't have to watch me typing. But it says head to the starting location when the game is ready to begin. We'll announce the start code. And then I put in here, pretend like you just got told deal, just so you didn't forget what it was. Obviously, in a real hunt, you wouldn't put the thing in parentheses there. And then we are also going to add an image. If you kind of remember what ours looked like, it kind of looked like this, right? So there was the head to the starting location, and then there was a logo image here. Before you add images, you do need to save off the other text. This is kind of a technical issue that you'll get warned about if you do it wrong. And so now we're going to add an image. So what I want you to do is I want you to download the images. So I've given you a link, I'll put it above, to these different images. And there's 4 images we're going to use in this hunt. There's kind of this 4 aces, which is something I just kind of use as a logo in some places. There's a blackjack table puzzle, the Texas Hold'em puzzle, and the euchre puzzle. So just go ahead and click on this, the link above, and download these images. You should get the 4 images. Looks like I've got some extras in mine, but make sure you've got the 3 puzzles and then also the 4 aces. And then what we want you to do is we want you to upload the 4 aces image into this current location. So let me switch back over to there and just click on add image and then navigate to where your image is at. So here's 4 aces and just go ahead and upload it to the website. So it should say file added and then you should be all set there. All right, so that is hunt info. We set up what type of hunt it would be. That's policies. We established whether it's multiple guesses, online, offline, things like that. And then the start info is the start code to start the puzzle. Next up, what we're going to be working on is content. Content is, of course, like where you're going to spend all of your time. It's where you're going to make all of these clues. And we'll come back and we'll do that next time. All right. See you then.